Black folks and capitalism. Black people and capitalism. Recently, I saw a video where Mark Lamont Hill was talking to a black person. I forget who it was. It was some podcast, and they were talking about black people and capitalism. Now, there are some people who will wonder why I'm talking about capitalism or what are my qualifications to talk about capitalism. I want to be clear on this. Okay, so I want to explain where my knowledge of capitalism comes from or the subject that I'll be talking about. First of all, I'm a former atheist, and not only a former atheist, but a former Marxist. When I was a member of the Communist Party, one of my main functions was actually to teach Marxism to some of the younger members of the Communist Party. Now, there are some people who, and before I get into this issue of black people and capitalism and what I think black people need to know about capitalism, which they don't know, and I think most people will be shocked to understand where black people fit in when we talk about capitalism. I want to say this. There are some people who say that Marx was not right, that Karl Marx was not right about capitalism. Actually, Karl Marx was right. There were some things that Karl Marx did not thoroughly understand, and one of them was the power of racism and how racism actually skews capitalism or skews and shapes any institution. But he did understand most of the cons, not the pros, but the cons of capitalism. There are also some people who believe that Karl Marx was an economist. Karl Marx was not an economist. Karl Marx was a critic of capitalism. So for those people who say, well, what he said wasn't all true, well, the fact of the matter is Karl Marx did not promise people anything. What he did was point out the flaws in capitalism. So again, Karl Marx was not an economist. He was a critic of capitalism, and he was right. Karl Marx was actually right about 85% of what he said about capitalism, and the proof of that is the state of the United States. I want to say here that black people can capitalize on capitalism, or black people can benefit from capitalism, no doubt. They can actually benefit from capitalism. Do black people benefit from capitalism? Yes, of course. But most black people don't understand where they fit in when it comes down to capitalism, and therefore this video is necessary. Now, if you see me looking off, somewhere else, I'm not looking at any screen, I'm not looking at any notes. These particular lectures come off the top of my head. But to try to keep my dithers together, to try to keep my thoughts together, I will tend to kind of look away in order to stay on track. And so in case you people think that I'm reading from a screen, I never do that. In case you think I'm reading from notes, if ever I have some notes, they are little scribbles of cheat sheets that help me to stay on point so I don't make an hour-long video about something that should have taken 10 minutes to explain. So, let's understand this. Black people need to understand certain things about capitalism. And I don't care who they are, they need to understand it. If Mark Lamont Hill does not understand this, then he should. I believe he does. He's a very intelligent young man. But if he doesn't, he needs to. Any black podcaster who's talking about capitalism also needs to understand these following things. One of the first major commodities of the capitalist system happened to have been black people. And this is something that black folks don't really quite understand. While they talk about capitalism, they need to understand that one of the first commodities, capitalism being the trading, the manufacture, the purchasing of goods and services. Well, the number one product of capitalism in a big way actually was black people, slaves. Slaves was one of the first institutions that fell under the auspices of capitalism. So I think black people need to be aware of that. Now, since black people made up the number one product of capitalism, it should be obvious to black people that capitalism was never meant for them to prosper in it. At no time. So any black person who is wealthy, any black person who has a business, you don't even have to be wealthy. If you are doing well in the capitalist system, it is by sheer mistake. It is not on purpose. Okay? A black person being successful in a capitalist system in the United States of America, I don't care whether it's Sean Puffy Combs or somebody who has a couple stores in their neighborhood. If you were doing well in the capitalist system, it is not on purpose. You were never meant to benefit as black people from the capitalist system. Okay, and again, proof of that is that you were one of the first commodities of the capitalist system in the form of slaves. Next, when you were set free as black people, there were two things that you were supposed to do. There were two things in the United States that you were supposed to do. Number one, you were supposed to provide menial labor. Okay? Once you were set free, it was understood and it was agreed, yes, even by Abraham Lincoln, that you actually would supply menial labor. That's what you would do. You would be free, but you would be at the bottom of the barrel when it came down to labor. The second thing you were meant to be were consummate consumers. Capitalist system needs a system or needs a group of consumers. And preferably, it will be people who are considered to be the worst of the worst, or people considered to be the most reviled group would be generally the best consumers. So those are two roles that you as black people were supposed to play in the capitalist system. Okay? Number one, you were supposed to continue to provide menial labor, entry level, be at the very bottom and do all the grudge work or the grunt work. Okay? That's what you were supposed to do. Okay? And Abraham Lincoln himself said that that would be your role. So anyone who sits up and thinks that Abe Lincoln actually set the slaves free and he was really a good man, well, no, he wasn't. If he could have had slavery in the entire country, that's what he would have done. What he wanted to do was just keep the entire country together so he could be president of the whole country rather than have it split off and him be a president of half of it or some other segment of America. The second role you were supposed to play, besides menial labor, was you were supposed to be a consumer, right? Capitalism needs people to purchase goods and services. You were supposed to be that number one purchaser of goods and services. Now, when we look at black people, what is one of the major problems you have with immigration? One of the major problems you have with Hispanic immigration is because they're going to what? Because they're going to take your jobs, right? But they're going to take your jobs where? They're not going to take your jobs in middle management. They're not going to take your jobs in IT. They're not going to take your jobs in AI. That's not going to happen. No, they're going to take your jobs in the lower rung of manufacturing, the lower rung of goods and services, or the institutions that manufacture and provide goods and services, right? Why? Because to this day, you are just where the capitalist system or the racist capitalist system in the United States, or as far as how it plays out in the United States, which is a racist, which is actually controlled by white supremacy or the theory of white supremacy, right? The reality is that's what you were supposed to do. You were supposed to be at the bottom of the barrel, and this is one of the biggest reasons why you have a problem with Hispanic immigration. Not so much immigration from other countries, but certainly Hispanic immigration, because people who come into this country who can't speak English and have very few skills or very few marketable skills for a country that is a so-called first world country, these particular people are going to take whose jobs? They're going to not to take the jobs of the Chinese here, or the Japanese here, or not even the bringing West Africans here, or to bringing people from the Caribbean here. They're certainly not going to take the jobs of the majority of white people. They're going to take the jobs of black people who are right where the capitalist system or the racist capitalist system wanted you to be, and that is at the very bottom of the barrel. See, had you advanced more as black people, you would not be so worried about Hispanic immigration because they could not come right off the boats. They could not come right over the border and get to where you were. See, the reason why there's such a problem for you as black people is because you remain at the very bottom, and when they come in, they enter in from the very bottom in order to work their way up. Okay? Now, when they come in, they find you at the bottom, and then you are usurped by them, or you are passed over by them by a society that doesn't want to employ you in the first place, right? And then therein you have your trouble. As a consumer, you look at black people today. What is the number one thing you do? In fact, you actually spend more. Okay, think tanks have said this about black folks. You actually spend more on goods and services that you believe as prestige to you than goods and services that your survival depends on. What does that mean? You can spend on things that you desire and spend on things that you need. Black people as consumers spend more on what they desire than on what they need. Okay? Because, again, you fall right into what you were supposed to fall into. In other words, what a racist society wants black people to be, you happen to be. Even though you're free, you happen to be what they want you to be. And that is what? They want you to languish at the very bottom of society, right? Have some kind of fear of learning new skills that will raise you higher. And yes, racism keeps you, at a certain level. But also at the end, your refusal to study those things that actually will put you on the cutting edge of technology. That your refusal to read and study those things that will help you to move up into any society, yes, even a racist society. Where you are, where you remain, is exactly where they want you to be. Where are you? At the bottom of society, being the number one consumer of goods and services that actually gives you the impression that you have gotten some kind of prestige by purchasing those goods and services. So when black people sit and they talk about capitalism, you need to understand where you fit in with capitalism. The fact that you may have a podcast, or somebody has a podcast, or Michael Jordan is doing this, Oprah Winfrey is doing that, you need to understand that you were the first commodity, the first major commodity. There were other things bought and sold under the auspices of capitalism, but you are the major commodity that was bought and sold, the first major large wealth building commodity, right, that made nations wealthy. It was you. So you never should forget that you black people were talking about how great capitalism is. You are the first big major commodity under the auspices of capitalism in the form of slavery. You black people talking about capitalism and how great it is, you should understand that you were actually fulfilling the exact same role that a racist capitalist system wanted you to fulfill, and that was doing menial labor, doing the grunt work of the society that you live in, and also being the number one consumer of goods and services. What is the problem with being the number one consumer of goods and services? You are more a consumer than you are a producer. You do not produce goods and services. Okay? You don't produce much of anything that other people want. Therefore, since you don't produce it, you cannot build wealth. That is the problem. You understand? That is the problem. Now, if you want to look at an example of someone who produces very little, but purchases much, that is a number one consumer, you're like Floyd Mayweather Jr. Here is a consumer, a man who is a consumer extraordinaire and consumes to the point of being a joke when it comes down to people who look at who look at the wealthy. So if you were going to talk about capitalism as black people, you need to understand where you fit in. Because there is something very sad about black people who don't understand where they fit in. Am I saying that you can't be rich? No, I'm not saying that. Am I saying that you shouldn't be rich? No, I'm not saying that. Am I saying that you can't benefit from capitalism? I'm not saying that. It's obvious that black people have. But the reality is when a black person does well in the United States of America, it is for one reason and one reason only, is because their brilliance and their ingenuity as well as their creativity. Those things together is why black people can make it in the United States. If you can keep your head above water, if you are not in debt in the United States, it is not because the system has worked for you. It is because you have managed to survive in a system that was never meant to work for you. But for any black person to sit and say, well, capitalism is great and capitalism is this, you can say it if you want, but you need to understand that your role in the capitalist system was never to be anyone who would be wealthy at all. You were meant to be a commodity, and when you were set free from slavery, you were meant to provide menial labor and be a consumer. And much, much to the shame of me and other black people who love their own people, you have far too long language at the bottom of society, and you were far too much a consumer when you should be more of a producer of goods and services. Let that sink in. I'll see you next video.